Hey guys, Jiu Jitsu. We're going to go over a passing series that I find works really, really well, both in gi and no gi. And because it works in both, I use it a lot. And it's going to start in a position which is a reverse half guard. So if you haven't played reverse half guard, this will be a nice introduction into how to utilize it, some of the basics, but also if you do already use it, it'll give you 3 good options for how to use it as a passing position. Alright, so to begin, to get into the position of the reverse half, I just want to point out first that a proper half guard is going to be clamping the thigh here. So if I'm out like this and have my shin out, this is not really a half guard, it's more of a quarter guard. And we'll get to that in a bit, but if he's playing a good half guard, he's going to be clamping my thigh, he's going to be up on his side. So I want to firstly address his posture, because here he's got an active half guard. I want to put him into a crappy half guard, which is going to put both of his shoulders on the mat. So you can do that by, if there's a lapel here, we can grab it. If not, I can just cup here, and I'm going to sort of cross face his throat and try to dig an underhook like this and put him down. So now he's got his shoulder on the mat. That's good for me, that's bad for him. I'm going to swim this one through in this direction as I switch my hips towards his legs like this. Now, sometimes you'll still be holding your thigh here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this on the thigh, because all these passes require us to actually be in a quarter guard. So we're in reverse half right now. One thing I want to note is I've got my elbow in his armpit. It's stopping him from sort of playing with this arm very much, and I'm trying to keep my weight kind of between his ribs and closer to his hips the better, okay? So this is actually really good. The further I get up here, the more he can play around with me, the more stuff is available for him, and also just my weight is dispersed further across his body, which makes me easier to move. So I'm going to try to stack myself, like I said, between his ribs and his hips is a good position to sort of pin him right here. So to deal with this, firstly, I don't want to reach back with this hand and start pushing on the knee, because my arm is now available for him to do this. It starts pulling me into this sort of modified crucifix from the bottom. It's a really frustrating position to get stuck in if he underhooks my arm here and starts pulling, and it can sort of frustrate the entire passing situation. So to avoid that preemptively, I'm just going to put my hand right here on his thigh and use my elbow to lever this off. If there's a gi, I can actually grab it and do the same thing. It works just as well. Once this is off, we're here. Now we're at the point that we've got our 3 options we can start with. One of them is going to be knee to this side, one of them is going to be knee right down the middle, and one of them is going to be knee to the far side. So let's start with them in series, starting with the knee on this side. Alright, so we're already into the reverse half guard. I've got my knee freed, so it's really a reverse quarter guard. I'm going to turn this quarter guard into a 3/4 mount by putting this knee to the ground here. So before I can turn this way, I've got to get this hand back. So I'm going to post here and bring it through so I can jam this knee to the ground. Now you'll notice that it points his hips in that direction, which is great. I'm not at the mount right now. You still have to be careful that he's not going to start pushing this knee down and getting me back to half guard, okay? So you can start fighting the hands here if he's trying to do that. But what I'm really looking to do, if we turn a little bit here, is I'm trying to, since his hips are pointed that direction, I want back exposure over here. So I'm going to grab his hand at the wrist if I can, and come around and get a gift wrap right here. This is what I want, because I'm actually going to turn this, instead of a full-on pass, into a back take. It's going to be a chair sit back take. So once I've got this gift wrap, I'm going to have my knee right by his shoulder up here, and I want, when I'm ready to go, this shin to come flat against his back. Okay? I don't want it posted out like this. Posted is good for the position, but for the back take, I'm going to suck it in like that. I'm going to get a full-on figure 4 lock from that gift wrap. I'm going to pull him over top, getting to that back control back here. So when you put it all together, you've got the leg off, we're going to turn here, grab, chair sit, and you've got your attacks right away. Alright, so for our second option, we're going straight down the middle with the knee this time. Same thing applies, that I need to turn back towards him. I need to straighten out this quarter guard. But what I'm trying to do is I want to, with this hand that I'm posting with, after I clear this, I want to shoot it underneath for head and arm control. Because I'm going to get up, like tripoding up on my legs. I'm really wanting to dig this knee right to the soft part of the belly. And I'm going to actually dig it in. I'm not just going to be down on my foot like a basic knee on belly. I'm going to take my foot off the ground and really spear like I'm trying to put serious pressure through this knee, which makes somebody really crush right here. Now I take my free leg and I'm going to turn it into a spear itself, but at the toes, so nice and straight. I'm going to push through the guard to find my other foot. I want them exactly side by side like this. So I'm pushing one foot in till it's symmetrical like that. Once it's symmetrical, we're keeping our pressure with the head and arm. We're going to drop our knees to the ground and then out. So all together, we get head and arm control, knee on nice and heavy. He's clamping as hard as he can. It's not going to help. I'm going to spear this foot through till it's symmetrical, drop my knees, and out they come. So now for our final option, it's going to be taking the knee all the way to the far side, technically the close side, but it's the farthest away from where my knee is right now. And this is going to put us into a knee cut situation. So I'm going to post, turn. I want to make sure as I slide I catch this underhook. That's crucial. Before I turn his hips in that direction for my knee cut, if I miss that, he just comes right to my back and I ruined everything. So we swung around, we catch this underhook, and I put my knee on the ground here. Out for base right here with my leg to post. I want to grab and get arm control at the wrist here, pulling it up. A, to stop him from framing. It's really his most effective frame here, as this one's kind of tied up. I want to stop the frame, but also I'm opening up space right here to put my body into when I pass. So I've got it nice and high, and the last thing I want to do is use my head to turn his head in that direction, because the spine is only strong if it's facing in the same direction. If you start twisting it in two different directions, it's very hard to activate any type of framing against in one direction. So we turn them like that, and now for the final part of the pass, I'm going to turn my hips up towards the sky to cut my leg out, coming into a kesikitami, and then you can straighten out into typical side control. So one last time, we're posting, coming around, catching the underhook, pinning that knee, gotta get hand control, head control, and turn our hips to the sky, cut through. You can switch back right into side control. So there you go, you got three good options from a reverse half guard position. I play this one constantly for just for the ability that I have to go in so many different directions. Nice options depending on how they're reacting as well. One will play into the other. You can sort of go back and forth as they're defending and sort of change the game with basically one knee movement into those three different spots. So play around with this one. I think you'll have a lot of success. If you've got any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.